G'day and welcome to The Leaf with Jenny Brandis. Pattern month number 5 has been a divergence from the usual bookmarks. November is a simple leaf shape. I'll show you how to start with the leftover threads in the leaf stem video. Hang 2 pairs on each of the 3 marked pins. Cross stitch the left weaver pair through the 4 pairs to the right. At this pin, we do a cross twist, adding a second twist for the pin to the weaver pair. Put up the pin. This is the start completed. Here is one I've worked earlier. It is a variation on what I am showing you using the same pricking. In it, I worked the cross stitch down, turned, and did half stitch back to the stem. The edge is a whole stitch edge. Close the pin with whole stitch and cross stitch back through the 3 pairs. The centre vein is worked in straight foot side, so add a twist to the weavers and the centre pair. Cross, twist, and put up the pin under the pairs. Tension and lay out the weavers while you use the second weaver pair. I am choosing to only have 1 twist so that the foot side gap is smaller. Cross stitch through the 3 passives to the edge passives. We're at the edge, so put in the edge twist. Then whole stitch, add the pin twist to the weavers and put up the pin. Close the pin with whole stitch. At the centre vein, work the straight foot side as in step 2. Add a single twist and then whole stitch. Put up the pin under the pairs. Tension and lay out the weavers while we use the second weaver pair. Cross stitch back to the outside edge and work whole stitch. Add the pin twist and put up the pin. We are going to lay aside 4 pairs between the vein and the tip, so that there is 2 pairs to be worked at the tip. Work whole stitch and put up the pin as usual. Lay aside the weaver pair. Work to the edge and back. Lay aside the weaver pair and put the pin up between the next 2 pairs, which makes a passive pair the new weaver pair. Work to the edge and back. Lay aside the weaver pair, put up the pin between the next 2 pairs. That leaves me with 3 pairs. Cross, twist, cross, work the edge pin with whole stitch, pin, whole stitch. Cross stitch the passives and lay the weaver pair aside. That gives me 4 pairs aside and 2 pairs at the tip pin. Make sure both pairs have a twist and work cross, twist to add strength to the tip. Put up the pin. Now I'm going to turn my pillow to set it up to work down the other side. Because my pillow is segmented, secure the bobbins and move the block. At this point, I push down the pins so that the threads do not catch on them and set up the bobbins. As the pin is still open, close the pin with whole stitch. I also straighten the pin at this stage. If you're working off the pattern PDF, you have the correct instructions. In this video, I brought in the passive pair too soon. I am back on track at step 10. Taking the later side pair as the weavers, cross stitch through the next pair and then work the edge, then back through the passives. Remove the centre pin so I can work a sewing using my Lazy Susan, or you can use a crochet hook if you wish. Insert under the pin stitch with the tip of the Lazy Susan from the pre-worked side towards the incoming pair. Catch the Lazy Susan thread with a pin and ease the Lazy Susan back to form a loop. Remove the pin and hold the loop. Add a twist to the weaver pair and extend the length on the right bobbin. Tuck the spangle against the bobbin before threading it through the Lazy Susan's loop, tail first. Draw the Lazy Susan threads back under the pin stitch until the bobbin thread loop is formed. Put your finger in the loop to stop it closing and gently draw out the Lazy Susan thread. If the loop has twists at the base, untwist it before inserting the bobbin pair through this loop. I use a pin to hold the loop taut as I close it by pulling on the loop bobbin. This captures the pair at the pin stitch. Add a twist and continue working. Cross stitch to the edge pair, add a twist and work the edge stitch. Cross stitch back to the centre. Remove the next centre pin. Insert the tip of the Lazy Susan under the pin stitch from the pre-work side towards the incoming pair. Using a pin, form a loop of the Lazy Susan thread and withdraw the Lazy Susan back through the pin stitch. Add a twist to the weaver pair and extend the length to the right bobbin. Take the right bobbin tail first through the Lazy Susan loop. Draw the Lazy Susan loop back through the pin stitch to form a bobbin loop. Catch the bobbin loop and draw the Lazy Susan thread back and out of the bobbin loop. Insert the incoming left pair through the bobbin loop and ease the loop back so that the join is at the pin stitch. Reinsert the pin. Work out to the edge and back to the next centre pin, including the turning pair. Continue in this manner until all the later side turning pairs have been worked into the lace. At the start of the straight foot side centre vein, we will be working the sewings in a vertical direction. The angle of the Lazy Susan is vertical from now on and goes under the straight foot side bar, which gives that lovely open leaf vein. Work to the last pin on the edge and check out the leaf stem video for the ending.